Hi, welcome back to another Marky-mark video and some new records which I've been meaning to do a short video on, just to show you some classic lovely jazz from the Blue Note series and something different, and to make two announcements, maybe three. Let's see how we get on. These will be very quick. First of all, thank you for joining me, and if you like, press the like and subscribe. Very, very pleased. I've got 50 subscribers. I'm very humble, very happy to have anybody on board to talk about vinyl, but mostly jazz, really, jazz releases. So let me firstly talk about this one, which came end of February, beginning of March, I think. And it's the real McCoy by Mccoy Tyner. I love Mccoy Tyner. If you haven't checked out the other reissues, expansions, and possibly one of my favourite tone poets, which is Tender Moments, check them out. Really, really good. But this is Mccoy Tyner, released in 1967 on Blue Note. We've got Joe Henderson on tenor sax, Ron Carter on bass, Elvin Jones on drums, and I'm really pleased to say that I've been waiting a little while for this, for a repress, because you just couldn't get it in the UK. I don't know, there was a delay. I think a lot of records have been delayed for one reason or another. But this is a lovely clean copy. Sadly, it didn't turn up in a, rice paper inner sleeve. So I had to give it a good clean and stick it in a MoFi inner. And then with all my records, I hood them. So I put a plastic cover over the top. But I might do a video on my storage of videos. But anyway, Mccoy Tyner, this is fantastic. It's got a lot of fun. It's a fun album, lots of energy, and if you're starting out in jazz, I would recommend this. Next along, I picked this up. I was in two minds whether to pick this up. When I heard the first track, it was just a no-brainer, and it's Duke Ellington and John Coltrane, and it's on the Impulse series. So it came out it came out early. I think it came out in February. This is another beautiful, beautiful record from Impulse. Gatefold. There we go. You can get that. Really, really delightful. And some nice session photography there of John Coltrane and Duke Ellington. And you've got, who else have you got? Well, I mean, Acoustic Sound have done a great job on this, all I can say. Well done, Chad. It's fantastic. When you listen to the first track, In a Sentimental Mood, which I know Bill Evans has done quite a lot, it is probably my best version, in my opinion, my best version of In a Sentimental Mood. But it is beautiful. It's magical, the way that Duke dances around the main chords, and then John Coltrane comes in, and oh my goodness, it's really lovely. Get hold of this while you still can. It's perfect from start to finish. Wonderful. Really recommend that. Duke Ellington, John Coltrane. I can give you a little bit of released in 1963. And yeah, I mean, it's mastered by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound, supervised by Chad. Well done, Chad, again, that's fantastic. And produced by Bob Teal. Lovely, dead flat, perfect, start to finish, perfect. So, I mentioned this in my last video, and I've had a chance to clean them and play them, and I'm happy to report that they are gorgeous, absolutely spot on. In fact, I've just been playing Lee Connitt's Inside Hi-Fi, and this is from the Pure Pleasure label. I don't think Pure Pleasure is a label. I read somewhere that it's, I think it's more of a outlet, a record outlet. Anyway, this was made, as I understand it, made in the UK by Pure Pleasure, and it is absolutely stunning. It is not a mono. It doesn't say mono, but some people report it as being described as a mono. It's definitely a stereo. And in Lee Connitt style, perfect. It's just very uplifting, very nice swing jazz. I think maybe swing might be a broader term for this, but it's gorgeous. It was recorded. I'm not sure it was recorded actually. It's not a gatefold. 19. I don't actually know when this was recorded. Anyway, it's on the Atlantic. It's fantastic. Lovely bit of sax. Lee Connitt, who sadly passed away last year from COVID, I believe, COVID complications. But this is a lovely, I can't see anyway, it's a lovely record. Beautiful pressing, flat as a pancake, clean. The guy who runs Pure Pleasure in Twickenham, London, a guy called Tony Hickmott, I think. He's done a good job, or his team have done a good job on this. I don't know where it was pressed. I want to say Optimal, but it could be actually Palace. Anyway, I'm not in, it's a wonderful listen. Very pleased to have that. Last but not least, which is the one I did a video on recently, Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section, Record Store Day release, which I got late in the day and paid very slightly more than what it was retail, which was incredible. Prices have they're coming down slightly now. This is the mono, and it's crazily good. It's fantastic. Just the depth, and it's just been beautifully recorded. It's an absolute classic. You'd be so nice to come home to. It's a classic standard, which I think Helen Merrill did, which is another really good record to get. Red Pepper Blues, Imagination, Waltz Me Blues, Straight Life. And we've got Red Garland on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the drums. Really nice little bit of blurb on the back on how they recorded it. But this is an absolute must-have. The stereo version's coming out in November. So if you haven't got the mono, don't worry, the stereo version will be coming out. And if Kraft do as good a job there as they do now, then it's a home run. You just have to get it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think Waltz Me Blues is my favourite track. It's wonderful. Very, very special. My last show and tell for this video, disappointing, I have to say, because I mentioned it back, I think, before Christmas, and I've been really, really waiting for the vinyl. They kept delaying it because pressing plants around the world are going crazy, and when it finally came, very disappointed. And it was Chick Corea's acoustic band live, and this is by, I think it's Concord. Yes, Concord Jazz. And I was so disappointed with the vinyl. It was crackly all the way through. Clearly some sort of quality control. I got another one. Again, it was filthy dirty, crackly. It just did not do the music justice at all. So I decided to get a CD, unfortunately. I mean, I thought being the anniversary of Chick's death, there would be a bit more of a fanfare over this. It was released, I think it was released in 2018 on the CD, and being on vinyl, I thought perhaps they'd make a much better effort, but it's a shameful mess on the record, I thought, in my opinion. But this is well worth a listen on a CD. John Patitucci is fantastic on bass, and you've got Dave Weckley on the drums. It's a beautiful listen. Morning Sprite, Japanese Waltz, That Old Feeling, In a Sentimental Mood is on here. Worth a listen, but I would stay away from the vinyl. It's absolutely dreadful as far as I'm concerned. Maybe some of you have had a good experience, but anyway. And two announcements. One in particular that I'm really looking forward to next month in the UK anyway. They are re-releasing You Must Believe in Spring, a Bill Evans recorded in 1977, I believe, but not released until 1981 after his death. And lost for words on that one. I have been listening to it quite a bit when I first heard on Instagram that they were bringing it out. And it's probably one of the most incredibly humbling, most beautiful jazz recordings I've ever listened to date. It's a tearjerker. I mean, it's melancholic, but it's incredibly beautiful. It's incredibly sensitive and beautiful. And I won't go into it until I've got the record, and I just hope that Kraft do a really good job. I think it's being recorded at 45 RPM, which will do it justice. But it was, as I understand it, it kind of was a bit of a tribute to his late brother Harry, who sadly committed suicide, and his former wife, who also committed suicide. And it's oh my goodness, it's absolutely amazing. It is absolutely beautiful, and if you get through listening to it and it affects you like it affects me, then please let me know. I hope I'm not going crazy. But You Must Believe in Spring, that track, the bass that comes into that is just absolutely beautiful. And there's also a rendition of MASH from the American Vietnam TV series, the actual MASH, which is entitled Suicide is Painless, I think it's called. But I'm very looking forward to that in a huge way. I just hope they do a good job of it, because I think it's probably one of the most amazing jazz recordings or jazz pieces I've ever heard. Anyway, let's not go there. The other amazing thing, announcement number 2, Sam Records, our friend Fred Thomas in Paris, producing a limited edition Lester Young jazz record. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but pre-orders are being taken. And I might do a video of my Sam records. I don't have many, but the ones I do have are absolutely beautiful. They are stunning records, and there's lots of love, care and attention that Fred takes on those records before he sends them out. And I've never had an issue, and the recordings are beautiful. So Bill Evans, You Must Believe in Spring, and Sam Records, Lester Young. That's it for today. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye.